like I said, I'm still having difficulty with the fact that nothing's happening and all is nothing, and I'm still having difficulty with that. Like, uh, as like that still doesn't uh, in my everyday life, that still isn't a fact.
That still isn't a what, sorry?
A fact, like
A fact,
still,
okay, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so, and what's the problem with it not being a fact? Like, do you not like the way that your everyday life is at the moment?
No, it's fine, everyday life, but
You want it to
like
be fact, you want to see that.
yeah, because like it's so complex, life.
Yeah. So,
Like,
so just notice that there is a you inside of you that wants to get this realization, that wants to understand or have that seeing that's beyond words. So there is a you that's imagining this destination that you want to be at. Often we do that when we can't or don't want to be in the moment that we're in. So often that seeking arises when we don't fully want to commit to what's actually happening right now. It's not actually an activity, it's more that the seeking is an activity that arises. So there is this that's happening right now, and there is a person that's appearing that doesn't want to be here right now, that wants to be in an idea of something else, which it can never get to because you can never be inside an idea. That's a funky idea in itself, that we could be inside an idea. So the idea is enlightenment, whatever that means to you, or nothingness, or the expansion, whatever it is that you want. There is an energy that wants to get there. So what's happening right now is there is this empty looking and this I amness. And that's fact. There's always consciousness. There has to be consciousness in order for things to appear. And there is this sense of being. So these are two fundamental essence of what is. And that's here and that's free. It's totally free. It's in all things. It's the room, it's the sky, it's the computer, it's my voice. And it's free. It doesn't have any problems. It doesn't want anything for itself. It doesn't desire. It's, you could say, absolute contentment, absolute love.
uh, yeah.
And then there
It's
is
always
this character that's arising, and there's kind of this energy that pulls you into it, and then this character wants to arrive at that. But it's not in the character, it's not in the thoughts, it's not in the future. And I know you've mostly heard this said 1,000 times, but that person is so deeply convinced that it's in time. It's in the actual looking. It's in that which is looking. And it's in that sense of being. And that looking and that being is no thing and all things. It's not a thing you can find, but yet it's all things that are.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A-okay.
So,
So just notice what happens in the body. Like there might be
yeah.
feelings that arise. You know, maybe you feel dismissed. Often when I used to listen to non-duality or have non-duality questions, I used to feel dismissed. Or maybe you feel happy, or maybe you feel proud, or maybe you feel shame. Just notice that there's bodily feelings arising. There's thoughts that's arising. There's an energy that wants to do something, maybe get off the phone or ask another question. And then there is this still empty looking and the I am. And that is the freedom, that emptiness and this beingness, this empty looking and the beingness. It's right here. It doesn't move. It's home. It's all you've ever wanted.
It's always here.
Always here.
The body generally feels contracted in the chest, for me at least. Don't know if that's common. I don't know.
Yeah, it's quite common, and people tend to have different places in which there is contraction and then identification. So the contraction is actually the chakra, so it's the heart chakra, and that will most probably be where you have most identity. So you most probably have seeking and avoidance in love. So like
Okay.
it's like seeking love from people, seeking approval from people, seeking love in what you do. And then there can also be avoidance of love, trying to avoid love.
I don't want to go on the person.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. Sorry.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, we don't have to talk about that part at all. So that's just what the heart area represents. It's not saying that's
But
the
it
case
means
for you. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah, I get it.
that's the stories that more than likely will suck you into the personality structure, and there'll be identity around. And when they get activated, then there is this strong seeking to either avoid or obtain, and then you feel very identified with the person. But your freedom always is the empty looking and the I am.
So I don't need to get rid of the contraction, like paying attention to it or something.
Yeah, just pay attention to it. Normally, if it's really strong, then it will normally activate seeking, which will be the identification every time you get triggered in the flow of life. So normally what happens as you begin to wake up is there is an exploration of the person and a settling down of the personal dynamics and becoming more conscious of it. But not always, but normally that coincides together because, when I was younger prior to getting into this subject, I was very reactive. I didn't know that I was very reactive, but and so there was a lot of seeking and avoidance going on and a lot of delusion, like illusory stories that I was telling myself. And that created lots of seeking. And then through that seeking, there was lots of identification. And then, if someone had said to me at that time, who you are is this I am and this empty looking, I'd have no clue what they're talking about because there would have been a lot of energy in the seeking and the feelings and the thoughts. And so they seemed what was true. So what happened through time is the character settled down while simultaneously listening to non-duality, and then bit by bit it became more and more clear. But I still work on my person now. I don't know if you ever get rid of your traumas and your issues. Like I can have the heart chakra contract, and I think that's normal. That's part of being human. Like they're like traffic lights of guiding us through this life. And sometimes I can get into illusory stories about it, and sometimes not.
Oh, okay.
We're back to A-OK again.
It's so hard to believe I'm not a person in time.
Yeah, on the human level, it can be settling for the human to believe that, but actually, you don't need to believe it in order for this realization. It's actually something that's prior to belief. But the belief can settle the person down and can be very relaxing and healing. But it's actually what is prior to all beliefs, like right here, right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, with pleasure.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for calling in and being so vulnerable and open, and I really appreciate that and asking questions. It's not easy to call into a live stream and then ask away. Yeah.
It's fine. I hope I'm helping people.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was beautiful interaction. Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a beautiful evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, nice.